I'm Jian Park with this daily news. It's 9 o'clock on this beautiful Tuesday morning and the spring is nearing. But with this obvious aside, today we'll be covering a large controversial issue that may positively or negatively affect people. Governor Kama and the state legislature have been debating whether or they will close down the Lattingtown Eco Car company on the account of pollution in the Long Island Sound. Our interviewer, Lynn Peter, sat down with the CEO to get her point of view. Hi, I'm here with Jane Levitt, the owner and the founder of the Eco Car company in Lattingtown. Hi Jane, it's nice to have you and thank you for coming with busy schedule.
It's my pleasure, Lynn.
So now, what exactly does your car manufacture?
Basically, we research and manufacture eco-friendly vehicles.
So how fuel efficient are these cars?
Our cars range from 42 miles per gallon all the way up to 68 miles per gallon.
Wow, so why does the importance of manufacturing your vehicles exceed the importance of protecting the waters and preventing the pollution in the Long Island Sounds? I mean, it's the main concern of the environmentalists.
Well, since our vehicles are environmentally friendly, of course, our main concern is the fossil fuels and the carbon dioxide being released into the environment. Now, while both issues are very important, the pollutants released into the sound will break down into harmless compounds over time. However, the carbon dioxide released into the air lingers and just builds up over time and, of course, can result in global warming. On top of this, 90% of the pollutants released into the sound will settle to the bottom sediment, never making any contact with the marine life.
Well, obviously you do have some environmental concerns, but I understand that the economy is also a factor in the decisions of governors to allow your company to continue. So how will this manufacturing company benefit the economy as a whole?
Well, obviously we are a huge contributor to the economy, as rising gas prices is definitely an issue. Now, with our fuel-efficient cars, not only will we decrease the amount of fossil fuels being released into the environment, but also we will decrease the demand for gas, resulting in lower gas prices for consumers operating normal motor vehicles.
So, and what would be the negative effect of closing your company?
The direct effects of closing my company, wow. Well, obviously we're a huge company who's supplying so many workers with jobs. If we close down, it's 100 people out of work who can't support their families at all. And also with a smaller demand on gas, like I stated before, people don't have to pay that much money for gas. And there's so many people in debt now who can't pay their mortgages, who can't even put food on their table because of these increased gas prices. That's a real downer on the economy.
I see. And lastly, do you feel that you're being directly targeted unfairly?
Honestly, I do, because we can only improve the environment, we can only improve the economy, and I think to a lot of people, the word company and factory and manufacturing are really harsh words. But in reality, we're only improving the environment, and with that, obviously, there are going to come consequences, and you really just have to choose your priorities. Also, we aren't the only ones contributing to these different issues. Obviously, the sewage companies are a huge problem, which really is contributing to the majority of it. But something that people often overlook is that the Long Island farms and the Long Island farmers are also contributing to it. They're using artificial growth hormones, they're using pesticides that all eventually do run off by rainwater into the Sound.
Well, you have made some strong arguments. I wish you the best of the luck with your company. Thank you for being with us today. Back to you, Jihan.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it straight from the source. After this short break, we will sit down with the Lattingtown City Engineer, Lucille Marvina, to get her thoughts on the issue. And we're back on air, and And we go to Lynn once again to speak with the engineer. To you, Lynn. How do you foresee that certain manufacturing process to not harm the water and sound?
Well, I see most of the toxic chemicals released into the sound are from before the 1970s, before different laws were passed, such as the Clean Water Act of 1972. These laws really regulate the amount of toxins that will be released into the sound, and my job is to make sure that the manufacturing companies abide by these laws.
Many scientists state that the toxin can poison the seafood we eat. Why is that not one of your concerns?
While many of the toxins released into the sound may contaminate some of the seafood, that we eat, public health advisories do post warnings on these different seafoods, such as tuna fish. So really, it's a consumer's choice whether or not they eat this food. And when it comes to the water that we drink, none of the water really comes from the sound. Even tap water, we don't get any water really from the saltwater sounds.
What precautions are you taking to make sure that the toxins do not become harmful to humans?
Really, the toxins are only harmful when they exceed certain concentrations. For example, when you eat tuna fish, it's such a slight amount of mercury that eating one jar of tuna is not going to affect you in such a harmful way. If you eat a lot of tuna every single day of your life, of course you're going to be affected, but it's the same thing. A lot of things are not good in huge portions anyway. Also, a filtering system is being researched to decrease the harmfulness of certain pollutants. Also, as viewers can see, on the screen there's a diagram of the Long Island Sound and the amount of dead zones caused by hypoxia. The location of the Lattingtown Eco Cars is in the dead zone, the blackened area, which was so harmfully polluted before this company even existed. In this area, the water cannot be revived to their normal state, being very near the polluted New York City, and the toxins are not affecting the healthier parts of the sound.
Thank you for your input. Well, that's all we have with our guests. Thank you for watching June Park Report. No.